ball on the exit of turn 10. And a header, HB Cook, my goal from the inside. What a move. Has driven fantastically, he's defended brilliantly, and he's kept...
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the URC here. You join me tonight in Las Vegas for qualifying for round number 5 of this season's championship. And I'll just get the track map actually up, and then we're good to go. So who's out on first? Who's out on track first? Looking like it's a Red Bull. Is it a Red Bull or is that a Racing Bull? It's a Racing Bull of Pumba, and then there's a Cadillac, either a Cadillac or a Haas. I think it's a Cadillac, is it? It's Red Jacob, so one of URC's new debuts, or debutants, should I say. Him and W Key LX, so we're going to call him just Key for this race. Hopefully you can hear me nice and loud and clear. Two new people racing in tonight's grid, and then we have a couple of people coming back and a few reserves stepping in to help us improve the numbers for this week. So yeah, Las Vegas, we've raced here a few times, but I think this is the first time on the new regs. And as you can see, I showed the constructors' standings as well in the first couple of seconds before the intro played to the race. And yeah, it's looking pretty good, pretty tight in the Drivers' Championship from second down a couple of places. Obviously, Rian has got that gap, but going on board here with Red Jacob for his very first lap, I believe, of the 2026 regulations. So taking this corner nice and wide. As we come through the first sector, this track is going to be very difficult to manage that battery deployment, and he's used so much of it already by the looks of it. That battery fully deployed going down that first straight. So is he using hot lap? Because that would not be the smartest thing to use on this game. It's recommended to work in between none or medium usage, and then lift and coast as much as you can throughout the lap in order to really maximize that battery usage. And Leo would be able to tell you all that. He is the track guru, the track guides, and the master at that. I just simply comment on what I see out on track. So far a pretty clean lap here for Red Jacob in the second Cadillac seat, promoted obviously to it. He was a reserve driver coming into this race, but he was promoted to a full-time drive. He's got the passion for it, he's got the will to give it a good shot and give it his best. So let's see how he does coming down the second straight. We're going to see a lot of overtakes happening, I would assume, down this part of the track. So this is really where he has to get the car right, and he hits the wall. So commentators curse for the Cadillac of Red Jacob. He's going to have to go into the pits now and get some repairs done. We have a Ferrari, I think, behind of W Key LX, the second debutant here for this race. He's going to get us started with the first lap of the session, and let's see what this lap is going to be. It's going to be a 1:35.4. Joker will go 3 seconds quicker, so maybe a better use of the battery there as his teammate comes across the line. Hasn't set a lap yet, so pretty slow laps there as Andy goes P3, and ST in his new Ferrari, obviously racing with Haas last week in Australia, has been promoted to the Scuderia seat and goes provisional pole with a 32.1. Sinyo getting a 34.2 there in his Aston Martin, and W Key LX, as we said, did set a 35, so he's got to try and find a bit more time. Currently 3 seconds off the pace, as he's just completely hugging the wall in his Ferrari there. So I think he's just trying to get out of the way, which is respectable, as D Hannell goes P2, and then Leopold puts a 31.5 as his banker in this session. 0.6 of a second between him and ST. A solid lap there from Leo, and D Hannell not setting the strongest of laps on his return to the grid. Obviously, he started the season with McLaren. He's back. He started the season with Mercedes. He's now in McLaren alongside Richie. Speaking of Richie, down in 14th place, Orobane in 5th there in the Williams with his teammate. So about 2/10 between the two Williams drivers who are leading in the Constructors' Championship as things are at the moment. A solid lap there from Billy Wiz to see him 7th ahead of Ben, who's returned after personal absence last week. He is back with Alpine, missing his teammate tonight due to the bus not turning up. So unfortunately we won't have Sprint F1 with us in this race. So it's all on Ben for Alpine's points this week as he's relegated to P9. Moving down the rest of the table, Fran is yet to put a lap in. He has struggled, I think, on his first lap of the session. Richie's on a lap, so we'll see what Richie can set. And he's going to come into the pits there. He's not going to set this one. What about Bobby Lyons in the Mercedes, who hasn't validated? Now that is surprising, but of course he was brought back in. He was brought in pretty late into this race. As Max Spencer said hello in the chat, it's good to see you. Pickle Alex is back for the first time in URC since season 11. If you remember, this driver raced with McLaren in URC's comeback season, and then we didn't see him again. I think things collided with his schedule. But he's back tonight. He's in Haas with Leo, who's on provisional pole. I forgot to mention, HB Cook there went P2, and only half a second off Leopold's time there. So it's P2 in the championship is P2 at the moment for the main race, which would be absolutely a fantastic session here for HB Cook. His pace is really improving. He's developed massively as a driver in this league. I'm great friends with him personally as well, in terms of him with Owls, and he's just a really nice guy. I've raced with him in VRS as well, so one of our close established leagues. So yeah, he's a good guy, and that's a really solid lap from him. A first good lap. I'm pretty sure there's more time in it, but it'll be interesting to see how much time he can find. Leo is on a lap, I believe, at the moment, so let's see if he has more time in this lap. He's got a good bit of battery left to use here. How much lifting and coasting does he do to try and get the battery back? And he gets a good bit back actually to use, so he's really mastering that lifting and coasting that other drivers might want to take note of. But let's see, how much does he improve here as Leopold comes to the line. And a 31.4, so a 10th improvement there from the Haas driver stepping in tonight out of the comms box. He has put in a very solid lap here. And now it's on the rest of his competitors to try and respond. Yari's on his first lap of the session, so let's see what Audi can do. Currently third in the Constructors' Championship, behind Red Bull. So we will see what he can do. And the stream is alive and well, which is great to see. Usually I'd have internet problems, as I do have that curse. My water bottle's there, I'll get it back for the race. Yari now coming down the back straight here, and we'll see what time he's going to put in. This will be a 1:32.6 for Yari. It's a solid lap there, P7. And the infamous Bluefoot position there, P7. And he goes a good bit ahead of his teammate, who's yet to put in a lap, but that's a solid lap there from Yari in his Audi. And we'll see now, can anyone maybe challenge the top step, as Fran goes P10 there with a 33.2 in his Red Bull, and goes for half a spin on the exit of turn 1 there. So trying to get to grips with the Red Bull around Vegas tonight for Fran. Andy as well, doing well in P12 at the moment, a 33.4 for him. It'll be interesting to see, can he find much more time? He's got loads of battery to use, so he's probably just starting a lap, I would imagine. Or is he on an in-lap? I think he's on an in-lap because he's not deploying, so we won't see him improve. Vinny goes up to P10. That's a good lap from Vinny, a 33.1. Can he get into the twos in the final moments of qualifying. 8 minutes to go, so it's not really the final moments, but he's still got time left in this session to try and go for an improvement. Still to set a lap though is Richie, Jacob and Bobby Lyons, surprisingly, hasn't set a lap yet in this session. Of course, the driver who won the opening round back in Bahrain with McLaren, stepping into the Mercedes tonight to help this team who has struggled so much this season with Jordan Lancer and Rando. Bobby Lyons stepping in to try and make an impact in this race. Red Jacob has set a lap. It's a 1:36, which I didn't think was possible around Vegas, but I think he might just be struggling with the utilization of the battery. It is very confusing, and especially if you're new to this game, you're going to find it a bit of a nightmare. And let's see, Bobby Lyons to the line, 31.5, and it's a 10th between him and Leo. Good first lap there for Bobby, getting himself on the timing sheets and slots nicely in behind Leo. Very close behind these two. Now D. Hannell, he'll have to respond to that. He's only just under a 10th up on his provisional best time, so we'll have to see what he can do in his lap here. The yellow flag there in sector 1, I think that's Richie getting out of the way. But we'll see what D. Hannell can do now, as there's a car in the back there. That was, I believe, a Haas getting out of the way. And ST gets into the 31s. Really solid lap there by ST in that Ferrari. He's still a bit far off. He's about 4 tenths off Bobby and 5 tenths off Leo, but only half a second. Which a lot of people going into this race thought they'd be clear of a second, so that's really good from the top 4 so far. D. Hannell, 4 tenths of an improvement. We should see a 31 here, and he is. He's P3 for provisionally so far. A 31.9, only marginally ahead of ST in that McLaren. So a really close top 5 here as Orbang gets into the very low 32s, the 32.006, so just missing out on the 31s for Orbang, and hoping to have a good race as well after that qualifying ban last week in Australia, which really set him to a massive disadvantage, and he came away from that race with no points as well. So this is a race for him to bounce back, but for Williams as well, it's a race where they need to try and keep hold to that lead in the Constructors' Championship, which they've been doing so well for in the opening rounds of this championship season. And of course, welcome into everyone watching the live stream. If you are driving and watching the stream, fair play. If you are just chilling and watching the race, welcome in as well. We are on race number 115 tonight in the United Racing Championship. You join us here in Las Vegas, and the big question is tonight, who will be the winner of the Las Vegas circuit? Who will play their cards right? Will they bet on black or bet on red? Some say Yari is betting on evens, playing it safe. I respect it. But looking at Leo, Bobby and D. Hannell, those are your contenders, I'd say, for P1 tonight. And it will be an interesting battle, but D. Hannell, the slowest of the 3, as Leo goes into a 31 flat. Oh my good heavens, Leopold. That is insane. And Leo may be pushing for potentially, dare I say, a 1 minute 30. As Billy Wiz said, glad you gave me a fast teammate, Sham. I didn't know what his pace would be like, Billy, to be fair. But look, he's trying to learn the game. You got to give him a chance. He's just trying to adapt with the game. You got to give him a chance, man. Right, everyone in the pits now, preparing for their final laps. Fran is on an out lap to set what will be his final lap of the session. Getting out on track nice and early. Sometimes that can have a benefit, sometimes it can play against you. And it's just all about timing. Everyone will be coming out of the pits now, I'd say, for their final lap of the session. As you can see from the fastest lap of the session, it takes about at least a minute 30 to get around the track. So is Fran going to come out here interrupted? Well, right on board with the Red Bull for his final lap. Nice and easily into turn 1. And gets on the power nicely as well. And so far a solid move. Lap so far here from Fran, nice and clean. Leo does retire. He's done more than what he could hope for, I think, in this session. Fran kisses the wall there on the exit of that corner, gives it a nice little smooch, and he comes through this nice little chicane here, and we'll see what his first sector is looking like, or second sector, I apologise. Taking it nice and easy, Fran Bruley on the second lap, trying to get into the top 10. Fran is 3/10 up. This would put him into the 32s and would put him just ahead of Ben in P12. So he's getting through a bit of traffic at the moment now, Fran Bernoulli. So he was going to have this. It just meant it was just going to be when he would have it during his lap. But he's going to have a bit of a toll here, maybe, from the Alpine down the back straight, and Fran is going to be P12 as I predicted there, as WKLX there has retired from the session in P19 with a 35.4. He couldn't find any more time. Signo will retire as well, and Fran's going to wrap it up in P12. Yari has had a moment on his last lap, and he's gonna have to abort this lap, I would imagine. Bobby Lyons, we go to him to see if he can knock Leo off the top table. Here, we'll just have to see, can he do it? And he's down by a 1/10. What about D Hannell? Down by 2/10. So no improvement yet. ST up by a 1/10. Could he get himself on the on P3 potentially? Because Bobby Lyons isn't finding time. Bobby Lyons is in the wall. Oh my God! The Mercedes is in the wall. D Hannell down the back straight now. Has he found any time? He was down by 2/10. I don't think he's found time. I don't think he'll be on pole. He finishes with less than 1/10 of an improvement. What about ST? He's up a 1/10. He's up to close to 2/10. Could D Hannell here be thrown off the podium steps here from D Hannell from ST in the Ferrari? As Joker went to P3 there, what a lap from the Racing Bull. But could ST still cause an upset? This will be close. Orobane gets ahead of the Ferrari man, but what about this from ST here? Where's he going to be? Come the checkered flag, P5. He lost time. He lost a lot of time, and I think that was down to battery. What a lap from last week's race winner, Joker. A 31.7. But pole to Leopold, 7/10 of a second. What a lap.
I feel I've got some explaining to do.
Grip hacks, get him gone.
No, I had a huge suck from Orobang.
A huge suck? You mean a tug? You mean like a tug?
A huge toe. A huge toe on the back straight.
That is crazy.
The entire back straight gives me 2/10.
Guys, we're getting a quality interview already. This is great. We never had this before.
Yeah, I felt like Hey, just because I can come in here and say I got a massive toe, that would still been a 31-2 though, so I'm pretty happy.
Remember where we
Pretty happy.
we were resetting, remember? So
Oh, so I've got to retire from. Oh wait, I get to do the fun this week. Let's go. Hey, you better be watching me. I'm gonna do some terrible stuff. I'm gonna commit various war crimes.
I'm just mentioning it there. You have the grid and everything, so Leo's gonna commit serious war crimes. I'm scared. I'm scared. Right, let's go to the logo. I don't know if we show this. Right, everyone's getting their drive-through starts. Let's look at Leopold. You can hear my mic. Oh, Leo just went for Bobby like straight away. Oh, and he's completely spun. For safety purposes, and guys, and viewers might be disturbed, I've put the logo on. Red Jacob. Does he know he needs to retire? I don't think he knows he needs to retire. Fran is struggling to retire. Oh, Red Jacob did it there. Ben's gonna go for a straight line attempt here. How is he still not retired there? There we go. Alright folks, we'll be back for the race restart. Welcome back everyone to the main race, the main feature race here in Vegas after that very entertaining qualifying session. Of course, Leopold on pole position for Haas TGRF1 team, and we go to 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. Bobby Lyons with a drive-through penalty at the start of the race. That is not good for him. I think there was a glitch with the lights, but Bobby Lyons is away into turn 1. He will have to serve that penalty, but there's a car off in the back. There's a Ferrari in the wall, and that is WKLX, the debutant, behind Quiet Boy as well in the Williams, having a horrific start to this race. Billy Wiz and Pickle Alex will battle hard for position. Looking at the tyres as well, we'll keep them up on our screen. HP Cook jousting with the 2 Audis for P9 here on the opening lap. Everyone squirming for position as Leo tries to take down that gap of 9/10 to Bobby at the moment, but Bobby with a drive-through to serve. Now, if you are not aware of what a drive-through penalty means in this sport, you must serve that drive-through within 3 laps, or else a 10-second penalty, or worse, disqualification is in place. As there's Billy Wiz off in the back there, he's going to drop down to P20. So not the best start of the race to him, as Red Jacob as well will drop back. So Cadillac losing out massively in the early parts of this race, but D Hannell keeping tabs on the Haas up ahead as Richie is up to P6. What a start for the McLaren here, and he might get ST. He does get ST. What an unbelievable start. Oh, Bobby Lyons in the wall again. And what will that be? Is that going to be a virtual safety car? I think we have a virtual safety car. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, he just went straight on into the wall there. And is he missing his front wing? And he's just straight lining himself. This is pretty bad from Bobby here. And he's caused a safety car. Well, that's Bobby gone. Oh man, the stream is lagging massively. There we go. I'm off Bobby now. We should be back. We're getting pretty bad frames at the moment. Let me just open that up again. We were getting pretty bad frames there for a second. It's weird. Right, safety car on lap 2. I don't know, my frames are dropping. My frames are dropping pretty crazy at the moment. I'm not really sure why. But it'll come back. Yeah, so we just lost a bit. We had internet went down for like a couple of seconds, but it looks like we're back up. So I'll just monitor that situation. Yeah, a bit of a shame for Bobby Lyons to do that, because it's not something we allow in this league, to just intentionally DNF yourself. Doesn't matter who you are. Yeah, my frames are dropping massively in this race, as WK gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that's going to cause him problems, but Leopold then back in the lead after that safety car. We've had quite a hectic start. Joker up into P3 there, Orbang as well. Richie is in P5, by the way, and he's had a really solid start to this race. So fair play to him. If he finishes P5, that would be his best finish of the season. He's had such a good start. HP Cook up into P7. I think he's got some damage to his wing, as Leo and D Hannell there were swapping places under the safety car, so not sure what happened there, but they have retaken back their respective positions. And then Pickle Alex up into P9 as well in that second half, so doing very well in his returning race. Ben is up into P10 completing it, and Fran has gained a place since the opening laps. Quiet Boy up a few places in the Williams as well, with Max following behind him there in P13. Sinyo doing well in P14, high up in the bottom points of the table, obviously points down to P16. And Yari has had a bit of a difficult start to this race, down in 17th. Ahead of Billy Wiz and LX, who needs to try and catch up to the rest of the grid at the moment. But safety car going to stay out of course until these two catch up, so we will be expecting to go back to racing on lap 5, I would imagine. But a hectic start, especially with Bobby Lyons there having a moment of DNF. Leo was side by side with the safety car there, and you're not allowed to overtake the safety car, so it will disqualify you. I think he was just trying to not go into the back of the safety car. Asinio has a 10-second penalty for that, a collision with Pumba under safety car, so he's going to have to serve that in the pits. Not sure he meant to do that, but nevertheless it has happened. And while we're under safety car, we will look at positions gained. So the biggest gain there is Vinny with 4 places. Pickle Alex gaining 6 off the start, with Ben gaining 4. Biggest loss, Billy Wizza losing out 9. And Bobby Lyons losing out 18 in the early laps of this race. But a good start from Pickle Alex in the second half, as well as Richie gaining 5 places on the opening laps of this race as well. So a really good start for some drivers. For others, something has gone wrong in their strategy. But plenty of laps in this race. 21 laps to go around Las Vegas here, and once we cross lap 5, 20 laps to go. So still a long distance to go in this race. Still pit stops to be made. And of course still strategies to take place, as Leo was side by side with the safety car again, and safety car's in. That's a late call from the safety car, so Leo will get us underway. And Leo gets us going with a very good restart here from the Haas. Does D Hannell respond? And no moves made into turn 1 at the moment. Oh, look at that. Orabeng though was going up the inside. He got the move done on the medium compound tyre. Richie might be looking at an opportunity here, as LX retires in the pits from the race. That is a Ferrari out. Richie though gonna lose to this sister Ferrari here, or the main Ferrari number 1. And ST gets the move done. And look at that, HP Cook looking to the inside of the McLaren. The McLaren touches the wall, gives it a smooch, and HP Cook moves ahead up into P6 on the hard compound tyre. Vinny looking to make up places on the restart, but he just can't get past the McLaren. As Pickle Alex there going side by side with the Alpine of Ben Wawa, but gets the move done. Doesn't give Ben a lot of room there to work with, and Max back up into P10, giving a nice window of opportunity. Quiet Boy is battling the Alpine now. Can Ben make up for the damage of positions that he has lost in this race? But he just has to sit behind Quiet Boy 4 now, and Fran looks like he could be eyeing him up, but doesn't have the exit speed in that Red Bull. Billy Wiz might have a window of opportunity. Back to the front though. D Hannell is close and maybe looking at an opportunity here on Leopold, who tries to defend this, squeezing the McLaren there on the outside, and Orabeng might get him as well. Leopold losing 2 places there for the cost of maybe one position. He did not see Orabang up the inside of him, and what a move from the Williams driver, who may be in a position to attack the McLaren as we start lap 6. What a change of position we've had here. Leopold down 2 places, just struggling maybe, but didn't really use much of his battery on the safety car restart. Orabang all over the place there on the exit of that corner, and Leopold says thank you very much, I'm going to go chase P1 now. And Leo in a Spanish sandwich between Orabang here and D. Hanel, both Spanish natives racing each other on track 1, making the mistake of losing the rear out of that corner. ST getting past Joker there, really just squeezing him onto the curb of that corner, but the Ferrari gets by back up into P4. Really good move done there, and HB Cook might be looking at an opportunity here as there's a car off at the back. Richie is around, and his hard work in this race has become undone, and I think he just lost the car. What a huge shame for Richie in this race. He's down to P18, he's outside the points as Pickle Alex gets past Pumba there for P8, and Orabang is overtaken there by Leo again, so not able to get back past him. What can Leo use now here on the back straight behind D. Hanel? Has he got a response to losing that P1 as Pumba gets past Pickle Alex back down into P10 for the Haas driver? Billy Wiz and Fran Bernoulli going to battle as Orabang up the inside of Leo. Leo goes wide on the exit of the corner. This is going to be a great battle here. Leo trying to hold it to the inside, pushes Orabang. They make contact, and Richie going to retire in the pit lane. Such a heartbreaking moment for him. He was on for possibly a fantastic result, but he's going to come away with nothing here in Vegas. He put his money on black and he lost. What a shame for Richie in this race. What about ST here? Has he got anything to offer this battle? Maybe he can sneak a gap, as Orabang has been able to do in this race, but just not on this asking occasion. Joker as well, looking for a good result, and Leopold back as well in touching distance of D. Handel in terms of being able to maybe get the opportunity done. Orabang, is he going to go for the outside move? This would have been a bold place to overtake. You wouldn't usually go for it, but Orabang is taking that El Matador mentality, trying to get past Leo here. And he's just, is he going to be able to get it done? Look how much slipstream he has. He's got so much more than perhaps Leo has in the setup of that Haas, as HB Cook gets past Joker, both sim racing in Owl's racing team, and HB Cook gets past his comrade in the Racing Bull and up into P5. A really solid start to the session, as Fran Bernoulli and Billy Wiz still battling hard for P12 there, and Billy Wiz might look to get the move done once again. It seems that Cadillac has a little bit more slipstream, as Sinjo has retired in the wall, and I think we see another safety car here on lap 8 of this race, and the race comes to a halt. And breathe. My God. And now with 16 left in the race, guys, everyone will score points. So it's just important now to survive. Pardon me. So this will be a massive benefit to those on the medium tyre, who are D. Hanel, Leopold, Orabang, Quiet Boy, Pumba, Ben, Pickle Alex, Billy Wiz. The hard tyres though. Is Yari in the session? Yari disconnected. We can get him back. I didn't even see that he left. That's insane. I did not see that Yari left the session. We'll get him back in the car. Someone said Agent Sinyo being a dirty boy. I wouldn't put it past him. He has his moments of frustration. So, the leaders coming into the pits there. We're going to see the hard runners obviously continue on. It is too early for these guys to put on a fresh set of tyres to go the distance. So that puts HP Cook, Joker, Vinny all up in a good place, as well as Fran, Yari, who will hopefully get back into this race on his 6-lap-old hard tyres. Yari is back in the session, so he'll get back in his car. And Andy as well of the car. So D Handel comes out in P8 behind Leo, trying to get those tyres up into temperature, as well as Orabang. So Orabang in a net P3 position here in this race at the moment. So really looking really good as things are considered. ST on the mediums. So ST, was he on the mediums before? Because it looks like he's potentially going for a 2-stop in this race. So let's keep an eye on that. Let's keep tabs on this with ST, because he might be cooking. Ben on for the hards, as well as Quiet Boy. So all these guys ahead of them are yet to stop, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. Ben is in a net P5 position if everything plays out well for him. Quiet Boy in a net P6, Billy Wiz in a net P7, and Pickle Alex and Red Jacob, once he decides to catch up, is in a potentially top 10 position. But we just have to see how this safety car restart plays out. We remember Leo lost 2 places on the restart of the last safety car, and he was struggling to get back ahead. So it's going to be interesting to see now how this plays out in the next, I suppose, what we're going to call the second stint of the race. But let's look at it once again. Positions gained. And there you can see it. Max there in 13 places gained. Of course, he hasn't stopped yet in this race. He's on 9-lap-old medium, so he's on probably the most worn tyre on the grid right now. So that is something important to keep track of, as Fran gets ahead of him, but I think he's going to have to return the position. There's no Max Verstappen behaviour on this, but there you can see it. The stops have been made. Billy Wiz has made 2 stops in this race. Yari on the 1 stop, but on the fresher hard tyres, being 7 laps old, and he's back in his car as well. So this safety car, perfect timing for Yari, I think, in my opinion. But he will need another safety car at a perfect window in order to make this play out for him, as Leopold and Daniel swap positions yet again, but they managed to come to a fix. So that's been happening quite a few times this race. And folks, don't go anywhere. We have more racing action coming up this weekend. We have Owls Racing League on Sunday, and then VRS Racing on Tuesday. So we have a couple of more of our partner leagues coming up, as well as ERL next Wednesday coming up as well, one of our partner leagues, and PRL as well, that races 4 days a week. So plenty of racing action coming up in other leagues as well, if you want to tune into that, of course. And then you're back with us next Thursday for round number 6, the halfway point of season 13, where we go to Madrid for the first ever time in URC history. Race number 116 in this league. 4 years of running, and the safety car is in this lap. So HB Cook will get us underway in the Aston Martin. So HB Cook gets us underway. Pretty simple restart there for the Aston. Oh, as Joker goes wide, he locks up his cold tyres there. And Vinny gets through. D. Hannell gains a lot of places. Where's Leo? Oh, there's a lot of carnage. Oh my god, there's death. There's just death. I don't even know what to describe this. This restart's been death. D. Hannell up a lot of places there. Up into P3. Leopold has managed to somehow survive that. Oh, there's carnage. There's carnage happening everywhere in this race. Billy Wiz up the inside of Andy here. And Yari trying to keep places. Oh, there's Yari spun round. And the Audi is off the track. And he's retired on track. That is absolutely unbelievable. So unfortunate for Yari. He's out. And Fran and Pickle Alex there making massive contact. As we come down to the corner, Pickle Alex just ahead of the Red Bull there, and he gets the position stuck and made. Billy Wiz and Max Lindblad, they're trying to joust for position, 3 cars wide. Who will get the better exit? And it looks like it's gonna be... Oh, Billy Wiz touching the rear of Pumba there. Oh, just so close to making contact. Orabang gets ahead of Joker in the Williams. That's huge for his race. Vinny is holding on to P2 at the moment. D. Hannell though is looking quicker with that 8-lap-old advantage on his tyres. He just has to pick these guys off. But it's a matter of when does he strike. As Leopold gets past Joker there, trying to hang it around the outside. That's a great move if he gets this done. And Joker losing out there for P6. He drops to P7 in this race. And Leo now looking at Orabang here, potentially in P5, trying to regain or at least fix the damage that has been done from another difficult safety car restart, as D. Hannell up the inside of Vinny there. And with that tyre advantage, it was easier said than done for D. Hannell. The Spaniard now looking at the back of HB Cook here in the Aston Martin. McLaren versus Aston. This is a battle we haven't had in a long time in this league. But look at that slipstream. He's got the extra speed. Is he going to go for it? HB Cook doesn't have much of the battery to use. D. Hannell to the inside. HB Cook squeezed in there and had to cut the chicane. And he'll be wondering, why didn't you leave me space? But D. Hannell's thinking, hey, you're on older tyres. That's not going to work for me, pal. And look at the slipstream. ST might try to go up the inside here. Vinny has taken the lead of the Grand Prix from out of nowhere. The use of boost there has just helped him massively. And ST getting ahead of D. Hannell. D. Hannell losing places massively now because of that slipstream. HB Cook might go for it once again. ST to the inside of the Audi. Is ST going to lead a race once again? Yes, he is. What a move from the Ferrari driver on those fresh mediums, taking advantage of them. HB Cook back to the inside of the McLaren here. He's really fighting this one, and you can see the pace is there. You can just imagine what it would be like if these guys were on the same tyres. But on the matter of grip, D. Hannell wins that battle every day, and Leopold comes out of nowhere to catch HB Cook sleeping, and might go up the inside of D. Hannell, but second thinks of it and tries, maybe has to wait now for this main straight of opportunity that I like to call it. We are in Vegas. Is Leopold going to go for that opportunity? Is he going to bet it all on this as HB Cook tries to stick with the pack? Orabang as well now might look for an opportunity on the Aston Martin. He is on fresh tyres, and he's going to go for it on Leo as well, maybe to the inside, as D. Hannell goes insanely wide there. Has he made contact with the wall? I think he has. He's missing an end plate. Yellow flags. Orabang going to drop to P4, and he has to sit in beside Leo here. Vinny and ST have a good gap behind them at the moment to really fight it out for P1, but Vinny doesn't have the tyres. He doesn't have the grip. unfortunately, in this race to try and battle ST. ST's got a perfect window of opportunity here to maybe try and pull away. He hasn't got the battery, but he has the tyre advantage to pull away in this race. And you can see it there, 1.4 seconds between Leo and the car in front. So ST got a really good gap, as I said, out in front. HB Cook on the back of Orabang here. D Hanel trying to fix the damage that has been done, trying to regain himself, avenge himself from those mistakes of going wide. And Fran Bernoulli, 3 seconds for cutting the corner. Very easy to do around here. And D Hanel to the inside of HB Cook, but that is not going to work out as the two lock wheels. And HB Cook's thinking, lads, you're taking the piss now. Oh, they get so close to making contact. This is, I think D Hanel's a little bit frustrated here. He has had a couple of upsetting laps, but for now he gets the move done. And Quiet Boy is watching this thinking, when will I have an opportunity? When will I get the chance to maybe go for it? Meanwhile, up front, Leopold, closer now than ever to WTEC 7 Vinny, and gets the move done with that extra use of battery and sets the fastest lap as well. Orbang to the inside of the Belgian. And will he get the move done? That Audi has to go wide. And Orabang says, thank you very much. I'll take that window of opportunity and take it. Up into P3 goes Orabang as Red Jacob gets past Fran, who comes into the pits to replace that wing damage and on to the medium tyre. And both Racing Bulls at the back of the pack as well. So last week, race winners this week are at the behind of the field. So how much things can change in the span of a week. And Ben as well now taking it a battle there with Pickle Alex, but he does get ahead of the Haas car, trying to score as much points as he can for Alpine in this race. And Leo now catching ST only by a couple of tenths a lap here, so you can see he is the faster driver. He has a little bit more battery, but ST managing it well. He just won't be able to take these tyres to the end. He will have to pit again. And you can see how much he has to try and save as D Hanel gets past Vinny into the pits now. 14 laps done on those hards. That's a very good stint from Vinny. HB Cook as well, now beginning to lose places, so his hards are starting to fall off. Remember what I said, these hard runners running long distance need a safety car to try and get these guys back in that race. But HB Cook trying to make this stint last as long as he possibly can, as Orabang gets past Leopold once again. So just the use of battery is working so well here for Orabang, and this just really plays in to ST's case, because no offense, Leopold is the faster driver compared to Orabang. So it actually helps ST in the Ferrari for Orabang to be ahead of Leopold in this scenario. But in the long scheme of things, ST has to pit again, and he's got 9 laps to do so. So Leo has to try and pick off Orabang here, who is in essentially net P1. He's on a one-stop strategy here, I would imagine. And he's got the extra speed in the straight line. Oh my god, Orabang here, maybe looking at a move. He lifts and coasts to get some battery back into the pack. As Ben and Pickle Alex go at it again, up into P7 for the Alpine. And we'll see HB Cook, I'd say, making a pit stop this lap. He is. He's going to peel over to the left side of the track. And this gives Quiet Boy less, a bit of a chance to breathe from being attacked by that Aston Martin. And he's in a very good position now of P5. Williams looking to really extend their lead in the Constructors' Championship as Billy Wiz goes up into P8. And HB Cook will come out, I would imagine, in P10. Unless Red Jacob gets past, no, he'll come out just behind the Aston Martin by a good couple of seconds. About 4 seconds is the gap now between Cadillac there and Aston Martin. My frames are crazy. Dropped frames 5,250. And I don't know what that was from. Probably just an internet bomb that went off at the start of the stream. But we're running again. We're running smoothly now for the rest of this race. Ben and Pickle Alex again battling there. Ben in P6 now for this race. So really good points on offer there for P6. For Ben, he's driving a really solid race at the moment. He's managing his battery quite well. As Orbane gets up into P1, Leo gets past ST. So just the use of slipstream there really coming into effect for the leaders. And ST taps the wall. That's going to give D. Hannell a window of opportunity here. Did ST see the McLaren there? I don't think he did. Oh my god, there could have been a Sonny Hayes collision. Jesus. D. Hannell gets the move done in the Ferrari, but ST going for a switchback, uses the pit lane exit to try and get a move done, but just can't get it done. D. Hannell parking it in the corner. And Leopold looking like a real opportunist here on the back of Orbane. What about ST? Gets past D. Hannell once again. Yellow flag in sector 1. That's a big one. It looks like it. Who is it? It was a Red Bull of Fran Bernoulli. 10-second penalty there for Red Jacob. Fran is all over the place. And he resets the track. Red Jacob in with another 10 seconds. Joker in the pits. And I think Fran is going to be calling it in terms of a retirement in this race. Pumba and Andy are going at it here, as Fran, I think, is going to retire from this race. I would imagine so. Or maybe he's just trying to go for points as well with Andy as well. Andy's doing well in P11, so he doesn't want to upset that. But back at the front, where the action is happening, Leo eyeing a move maybe on Orbane here. They've both got similar levels of battery, but Leo just not willing to make the move. Nearly locking up there. D. Hannell gets ahead, but ST gets a moment of excitement on the car, and that causes his tyres to step away from him, and he's lost time. He's lost a lot of time there. Andy getting past Max Lindblad once again, up into P11. Red Bull versus Racing Bull, sister team versus junior team here in Vegas. So definitely keep an eye on that battle. HB Cook hasn't been able to make a lot of gains on this strategy, so it's unfortunate for him so far, but we will keep an eye on it and we'll see how that plays out. HB Cook does set the fastest lap though, so we will get an extra point for that. Again, plenty of more points on offer this season in the URC, as Leopold gets past Orbane there, so he slots back into P1. But it looks like this battle isn't going to end. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That's Fran again, straight into the wall. And a safety car now would really throw things off for everyone, not just the rest of the pack, as Orbane gets past Leo once again in a really odd part of the track. I wouldn't make moves there, to be honest, but it just seems like Orbane has the slipstream to do so. Leo burning the battery. He's got more to use than Orbane does, but look at the slipstream that Orbane has, or the straight line speed on that Williams. He has something that Leo cannot understand, and Leo goes for it late on the brakes. Orbane trying to stick it to the inside, but just can't get it done. Meanwhile, D. Hannell watching this, seeking a window to maybe sneak through here, and the McLaren could catch these two off guard. Look at that slipstream. Oh, he hit the back of the Williams. That could have been a collision in the making. Orbane gonna lose 2 places here. The win is anyone's game at the moment, and Orbane, who was P1, is now P3. Once again, we're seeing this rhythm occur. I need water. Oh my god, my voice is going to be gone. This is too much to watch. I think ST is pushing these tyres to the end. It doesn't look like he's going to pull into the pits. He's done 11 laps on those mediums. And he's keeping in distance with the top 4. Folks, if you're watching, stay seated. Do not leave your TV screen. This is going to be a very interesting final dash to the line as D. Hanel, the Spaniard, back in the lead once again, as my PC just took a screenshot for some reason. But do not go anywhere. We have 4 drivers in contention for the race win here, as Joker, race winner last week, a DNF this week. What a change of events for the Racing Bull driver. From high to lows, that, ladies and gentlemen, is truly a low, as Orabang gets past Leopold once again. And that battling from the 2 drivers has let D. Hanel get a bit of breathing space. And Fran has retired as well in the pits, as Leopold gets past the Williams once again and just gets a bit of a moment understeer of oversteer, I think, through that first corner, side by side through the right-hander. Oh, and Leo has a moment there, half spin, that sends him towards the wall, and he's down to P4, overtaken through yellow flag. ST has to return that position, and that's Fran Bernoulli's retired car that screwed ST there. He'd be like, oh, he's been absolutely shambled. Orabang 10 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. And that was because of Fran's car. Oh, he'll be appealing that, ladies and gentlemen. I think we will see an appeal on that side of things. That is going to be a really tough one to call. And that seals it for D. Hanel at the moment. He has 1.7 seconds of a gap out in front. McLaren on for what would potentially be their 10th win in URC. I'm going to fact check that because I'm absolutely not sure. Let me check. Yes, this would be McLaren's 10th win. And as we approach the final few laps of the race, Pickle Alex and Ben there. Pickle Alex having a bit of a moment. Ben was going to go around the outside once again. A window of opportunity opening up for the Alpine. Andy picking up 3 seconds. And look at that exit from Pickle Alex. Jesus Christ, what a move. That would be from the Haas. And gets ahead of the Alpine once again. These two have been swapping positions constantly for the last few laps in this race. Meanwhile, Leopold has brought that gap down to a second once again. So they've caught D. Hanel back, but D. Hanel has the battery to use. He hasn't got it to waste. He can deploy that whenever he deems necessary to try and pull away. But Orabang is looking to get past Leopold. 10-second penalty or not, he's still on track to race here. ST as well, trying to keep up with this gang as much as he can. Quiet Boy on for a very good result here as things currently stand. Ben and Pick Alex as well, still battling for that P6. We won't get tired of that as this race progresses. Vinny as well coming around now for a P8. HB Cook trying to look at P8 as well. That's probably going to be his finishing position today. I think just something with the strategy, unfortunately, and not getting a safety car just really hindered him. And this probably the same for Vinny as well. Has really unfortunately gone a different way for them. But it's going to have to be a P8 for him, or if they can catch Pickle Alex and Ben, which they're doing at a really fast rate, could be a battle for P6 here. So we'll keep tabs on that as the racing laps come to a close. But Bobby Lyons, I think he was having problems with his. He had the wrong setup, I think, is what the problem was, and he couldn't allocate his fuel properly just because someone readied up. Now, I did post in the general chat. I said I tagged both driver and reserve to allow 2 minutes for setups to be allocated. If someone doesn't follow that, that's not on me. Someone needs to own up and admit that they didn't leave the 2 minutes as informed by the owner. And Leo goes up the inside of Orabang. He's trying to get this win on track. Orabang as well, still going for this win despite the 10 seconds. It'll be a real interesting one for the stewards to look at this. I tell you what, I'll be working off the rule book. I'll have some decisions to make for this race, but with only 2 laps to go, as Haxon says, start handing out penalties. I can't until I've seen the tickets. I have to see the POVs, unfortunately, because I'll miss a POV during a race, you can guarantee it. I'm one commentator looking after 20 drivers. Yeah, we need to know who did it early though. I didn't see who readied up early. So, you know, someone needs to tell me who readied up early and then I can hand out penalties. It was probably one of the new guys, to be fair, because they don't know. They don't know it, so if they did, then it'll probably be a warning. But we say this every week and we do tag people. Every time before the race starts, we say, please allow 2 minutes to do your setup, because I know quali setup for a lot of drivers is different to the race setup, and that takes time to allocate. Anyway folks, we're coming on to the last lap here in Vegas as HP Cook gets past Ben and Pickle Alex now down into P8 and P9 in this race. So Vinny and Orbang and Leopold not gonna make this one possible here for Leo to try and take the win, because he has to deal with Orabang. He's got to fight all of Spain for this win. D. Hannell is at the moment, he's cruising to a victory, but if Leopold can get a move done here, and he squeezes Orabang a small bit there, but gets ahead. Now, will Leo be able to get D. Hannell? He's got the battery, but D. Hannell is recharging well as well, so it's going to be close. It's going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the last lap here in Las Vegas of round 5 as Billy Whiz gets a time penalty. And Orabang trying to go around that outside line again, but Orabang hit him and Leo missed his braking point. That's going to seal it for Leo anyway. But here comes Leo back at him. I think Orabang just eased off the throttle to give the position back. That's fair and that's understandable from Orabang, but that seals it for D. Hannell in this race in the McLaren. McLaren on track to get what is their 10th all-time URC win, and D. Hannell on his return to the grid wins in Las Vegas. What a race win. Leopold finishes P2. Orabang will cross the line of P3. That will elevate ST to the podium. Quiet Boy will go to P4. And to the line between HP Cook and Vinny here. HP Cook's going to get it for P6. And Vinny will finish P7 on his debut race with Audi. Ben Wawa will finish P8 ahead of Pickle Alex in P9. Billy Whiz a top 10 with Cadillac, and Andy will bring home his best result of the season in P11, unless Pumba will deny him. I think Pumba will take that P11 at the line as well, and he gets it. And Red Jacob will be our last to finish out this race. He will get points on his debut. P13. Cadillac, both Cadillacs in the points. And he's just going to have to casually Sunday drive it home for the new driver. And considering this is his first race on the new regs, this is a result he can be proud of. P13. he didn't finish last. Oh. Well, there you have it, folks. McLaren back on top, as well as Ferrari and Haas as well on the podium. So going through the finishing order then, we just said your podium. Quiet Boy in P4, Orabang P5, HP Cook P6, Vinny P7, Ben P8, Pickle Alex P9 on return. Billy Wiz did enough to get the top 10 finish, with Pumba getting the best of the rest. Andy in P12, Red Jacob on debut P13, and your DNFs are Fran, Joker, Yari, Sinyo, Richie, LX, Bobby Lyons in the Mercedes, which is a big shame, but it looks like it was more down to an unfinished setup for the Mercedes driver, folks. We'll be right back with the post-race interviews from P1 to P3. Please join us for those in just a few minutes' time. Alrighty, welcome back everyone. We are here for the podium interviews of the race. Of course, this is on-track podiums. I know Orabang is shouting outside the steward room to remove that 10 seconds, but until that is the case, ST is the man who finished P3 for Ferrari. So, a change of scenery for you, ST, and you seem to have excelled. You were fighting for the win there at one point in this race. Talk to us about your weekend as a whole.
Yeah, well, qualifying was pretty good, I think. I kind of screwed up on my last lap, the last sector. But all in all, I thought it was a good qualifying. Then a race, yeah, at the beginning was pretty chaotic. It got better to the end, but yeah, then my mediums were just not. Just couldn't keep up with them anymore. So I decided to try and just keep it on track, not get the 3-second penalty because I was in 2 warnings already, and yeah.
Yeah. Did you do a 1-stop? Was it a hard to medium?
Yeah, I did.
That's risky. I wouldn't have been able for that. But it looked like it was paying off because obviously in the last couple of laps you were able to keep up with the leaders and you were only a couple tenths behind them. So I thought you might have been able to, slipstream and boost maybe for P1. What a moment that would have been. But look, for now it's P3 at the end of the race. So are you happy with that race compared to? Will I even mention last week?
Nah, let's not mention last week.
Okay, we won't. So things were better this week for you.
Yeah, definitely. Because after qualifying, I didn't expect that I can keep up with Leopold because that qualifying lap was I wanted to quit honestly, but yeah, all in all, I think my race pace was pretty on point today. I think it was pretty good that I could keep up with Daniel.
Yeah.
Because he's fast and yeah, pretty good sign.
And obviously next week we have Madrid. So for the first time, is that a race or a track you have tried yet on this game? Do you like it or do you not like it?
I like it. I've raced an out. Got robbed off the podium there, but I like that track. I haven't driven it with the new sausage curbs on the chicane, but I'll figure something out there.
Yeah, they raised a bit of the curbs, didn't they, in Madrid? So it's going to be interesting next week and to see who goes flying across it or tries to even, in qualifying. But yeah, look, well done on your race tonight. Thank you for coming into the interview room. So fair enough. And yeah, well done. Fair play on the podium.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much, ST. Bye-bye. Alrighty, let's bring in our URC's favourite commentator compared to me, Leo!
Oh, we love Mr. Robotic Sham. How's it hanging?
I wasn't that robotic tonight, by the way. I did lose frames at the start, and I'm currently losing frames as we speak. But
You love to see it.
I don't know why it happens. It was fine for most of the race. It's gone back to normal now. It's just a bit of internet downtime, and then it goes back to normal. Let's get to the Haas. Leo, it was an up and down race. You qualified on pole, but you had a couple of safety car restarts that put you in the mix of things. So how was it on your side?
I think that went about as good as I could expect. Hit the wall once and it was the final lap. Went deep a few times. It was a bit of a mess of a race from me, but considering I've driven one qualifying session, I'm pretty happy with it.
That's good as well. And obviously, for those who don't know, it's good that Leo got his first URC race officially and not secretly.
Only person to have 2 disqualifications.
He certainly didn't talk about bringing Guido back for the shits and giggles. We talked about it before the stream. I said no. I shut it down. But no, it was good to see. I think, were you surprised, Leo, that everyone was talking about tonight, saying the likes of you, Bobby, Lee Hanram were going to dominate, but I mean, there was 4 drivers battling for the win at the end of that race. Were you surprised?
Yeah, I mean, I expected to see Bobby Lines up there. I don't know what happened to him in the race, to be fair, but Daniel and Arbang were tough competition tonight, and ST was there, but I think his tyres were just gone towards the end of the race with that 17-lap-old medium.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Bobby? I'm actually not sure.
Bobby, unfortunately, he said it in the Discord. He had an issue with his setup. He only put on 4 laps of fuel, or something like that, or like
What?
he put on a ton of fuel. His car was too heavy or something like that, or he put in less fuel or something like that he needed to. So he just kind of crashed it into the wall and got brought out of safety car. So
fuel was not an issue that race.
someone
In
readied up
fairness,
too
there was
fast,
so much lift and coast.
so that kind of screwed him
I
over.
believe it was.
I think it was Max.
The fuel wasn't an issue though. We had so much lift and coast.
Yeah.
With battery you have to save. You know, we were lifting and coasting probably 150, 200 meters before braking zones at some points. We were lifting halfway down the start finish. You know. So
Yeah.
we were never low on battery.
Definitely.
I mean, any of our top three, which is probably what made it so hard to come through to try and win it in the end.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining race, I have to say, from my perspective in the comms box. I'm hoping it was entertaining on the racetrack as well for yourself.
Oh, we had some alright fun. It was a great little scrap. Obviously, we had that lap 11 safety car restart, which I think needs discussing. I'm not going to report it myself. I don't think anyone from what I saw and when I've gone and looked back at my footage did anything too wrong. It was just Vegas turn one. It's a bit of a mess. There was guys ahead with worse tyres, and it just caused a bit of chaos. I'm surprised Daniel survived so well. So kudos to him on that.
Yeah, it looked like he just got through the field, but hopefully, obviously, Madring next week. Whether you reserve or not, I don't know. We'll have to see.
I'm not reserving for that track. Oh, I'm going to be 3 years off the pace.
Oh, you're going to be back
That's
on
my
comms.
worst
Yay,
performance
no frame rate dropping.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, under that first safety car, I had screen flickering issues. Obviously, Daniel got ahead of me for a second with it.
Yeah.
I had to go fix some screen flickering issues I was having with my
Oh,
game
that
because it
first
was
safety car, I
killing me.
lost like 6,000 frames.
It wasn't frames. I was having like my screen nearly going all black, and I was just like, I hope my PC isn't dying. To be fair, that would not be a way to end out what was looking to be quite a good race, and turned out to be.
Well, that's good. Congratulations, getting on the podium. We'll bring in. Where's my controller? Why is my controller not working? We'll bring in Aura Bank, seeing as he wants to get on in the interview room. Leo, I'll let you, I suppose, tackle the stewards.
Say hi to my Pookie.
Oh, your Pookie, yeah.
I want to say hi to Pookie first.
Aura Bank,
Aura
I say hi
Bank,
to-
what a slipstream in qualifying. 2/10, man. I'm so, and that was great flight. As well,
Hi, Aura
so
Bang.
GG's to you.
Hello, what's up?
Yeah, Aura Bang, where did your pace come from tonight? That was absolute animal pace, like.
I really don't know. I haven't trained nothing. I just hop up 1 hour before, and yeah, that's it.
And obviously the 10 seconds is massively unfortunate.
I mean, it is a bug about the yellow flags because he spun, so I overtook him. So yeah, I hope that it goes away and I can have my podium.
Yeah, of course that will be looked into. Obviously, whatever the outcome is. But look, it's a good result for you and Quiet Boy again. So you and him are clearly a consistent duo with Williams, and I think you extend your lead in the constructors again. So going into Spain next week, your home race. Aura Bang, are you looking forward to that? Yeah.
I mean, I fucking hate that track, but I'll try. I'll try to train a lot and be better on that track because I haven't touched it in a while, so I haven't touched it. Nothing at all.
Oh, well, it's exciting. It's your home race. Even if the track can be a bit of a kerfuffle,
Yeah.
it's your home race. Same for D-Handle. So, will the battle of the Spaniards happen again? You two were fighting a bit in this race, so will we see you two battling it out again?
Nah, I don't think so. Las Vegas is a very good track for me, and Madrid is, I think, a very wheel track. So yeah, with my TD controller, I think I'm going to be, I don't know, top 5, top 6, taking some points and just, taking damage, but saving it.
Would you be happy with a top 5 in Madrid next week, given how the season is going for you and Quiet Boy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there are points after all, and Red
Exactly.
Bull and our rivals doesn't have two drivers, so after all, we're going to, be scoring more points than them. I hope that before the last race of the season, we can win the title and just relax for the last one.
Absolutely. Well, Orabang, thank you so much, and hoping the best of luck next week in Madrid.
Yeah, same. Next week.
Thanks, Orabang. Bye-bye. Bye. The little cut out there, that was my bad. Oh. OBS disconnected. Nice. Reconnection. Cool.
Beautiful internet.
Beautiful internet.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just drops, unfortunately. It's a massive shame. I can't do anything much about it. Yeah, so big win there for McLaren. Their 10th win in race number 115 here. We go to Madrid next week for round number 6, the halfway point of this season. And yeah, thank you to everyone racing tonight. Thank you for an entertaining race, and to those who watched from home as well. I hope you enjoyed that spectacle that was Las Vegas. If you were Yari and you bet all on black, well, you can see how that ended out for him. If you were like ST who took a gamble, it paid off, as you can see. So when in Vegas, guys, when in Vegas, and we'll be back next week for Madrid. Goodbye.
Hit the ball on the exit of turn 10 and a header. HP Cook, my golfer up the inside. What a move. Has driven fantastically. He's defended brilliantly and he's kept